Hey everybody, Sean here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in the Binding of Kin update for Dead by Daylight, going for the End of Days achievement. This is to hook 15 survivors during the endgame countdown. This one's going to be done from the killer side. You can do this with any killer, so no purchase necessary. However, I am going to recommend any killers who can one-shot very easily, so Hillbilly or the Cannibal if you want to use them. Regardless of what killer you use, you definitely want to make sure you run the perk No One Escapes Death, which is going to be a Hex perk, which is going to allow you to one-shot during the end game countdown anyways, so it's going to be a good backup to have if you don't like using the more clunky chainsaw killers. Make sure you start up the game, and then your goal for the entirety of the game is to try to set things up to be in your favor once the end game countdown starts. So that's largely going to be up to you and how many survivors you want to deal with during the end game countdown. So if you wanted to deal with less survivors when it does count, I do recommend picking off some of the survivors. That way you only have a few people to worry about. So I recommend keeping 2 or 3 people in the game by the time the end game countdown starts. So make sure you eliminate the necessary amount of people you want, and then what you want to do is you want to make sure you have the rest of the survivors complete all 5 of the generators. What's going to happen is the endgame countdown is going to start as soon as one of the survivors opens up one of the 2 exit gates. If you are running No One Escapes Death, it should activate as soon as the 5th generator is completed, and what it's going to do is it's going to put the expose status condition on all of the survivors on the map, which is going to basically allow you to down them regardless of how much health they have. So even if they are at full health, you should be able to one-shot them with a normal attack. Now, if you don't want to wait around for the survivors to open up the exit gate, you can actually open it yourself to force the endgame timer. What's going to count for the achievement is any time you put a survivor on the hook when this timer is up. So if you have the timer at the top of your screen, any hooks that you get is going to add 1 to the achievement. They don't have to be hooks that eliminate the survivor, they just have to be popped on the hook. So, best case scenario is the survivors finish the 5th and final generator. No One Escapes Death is going to be active. You make sure you one-shot a survivor so they go down. Then you head over to the exit gate to force it open to force the endgame counter. Make sure you quickly make it back to your down survivor and then pick them up, and then make sure you pop them on a hook, which should count for the achievement. And you just want to make sure you keep doing that until you get your 15. Now, the upside to this achievement is if someone comes in to try to pull them off of the hook, what you can do is you can re-down them and then replace them on the hook, and that will actually count as another 1 to the achievement. So hopefully you are playing against a team that is going to be rather altruistic, and you can kind of stand here and then you can hit people as they are trying to come in for the rescue and either rehook them or get someone new on the hook. Regardless, it's going to take 15 hooks in order to get the achievement. Thankfully, it is going to be cumulative and it will track over multiple games. And again, having either No One Escapes Death or one of the 2 chainsaw killers is going to help it a bunch, because the ability to one-shot a healthy survivor is going to be super helpful in these late game moments. So make sure you do take advantage of these, and then once you manage to get all of your hooks in, you should be good for the achievement. Be a little patient with this one. It can be a little grindy, and try not to get too frustrated if you don't get any. Just move on to the next game and try again, and then eventually you should be able to rack up enough. Once you do, you should be good for your achievement. There it is. This one's going to be for 40 gamer score. And that's all there is to it.